Hey guys, it's the Recliner Nerd here. Wanted to touch on something real quick that came up after I read a deal today from Jamie Newberg in the Athletic about Eli White, part of the Profar trade. FYI, if you haven't subscribed to the Athletic, I can't help you. You need to. I've been a Newberg report guy. Of course, I'm a nerd. I like all the minor league stuff. Have been that way for many, many, many years. And but Jamie just does a wonderful job. He's done it. He's doing it for the Athletic. Ken Rosenthal's at the Athletic. You got Levi Weaver's there. I mean, it's great Ranger coverage from there, and it's very cheap to do. So anyway, that's my plug. I'm going to get over that. But it's the Profar trade. JD has made there's a lot of people who are anti JD, and those people that are anti JD look at his career and think that he has made his living off the Texiera trade. The best trade he ever made. That we got four major leaguers out of the four major leaguers for the Rangers out of that trade. Three of them who were a significant part of the 2010-2011 World Series teams. Jared Saltalamacchia was the supposed headline of that trade. He played with us a little bit, wasn't part of 2010 and 11, but was a major leaguer. But we also got Matt Harrison. We also got, obviously, Elvis Andrus and Neftali Feliz, all three part of that 2010-2011 World Series. And we had one more guy. I think it was Engel Beltre was the fifth guy in that trade, but he never did anything with us. But after that, I mean, JD has had a good career. I'm sorry, this has been winning baseball. I give JD all the credit. There are a lot of y'all that think that JD wasn't it. It was Nolan that did it, and we can agree to disagree on that. But a lot of people think JD made his living off of that. They don't ever give him credit for pulling off the Cliff Lee trade when Cliff Lee was supposed to be going to the Yankees from Seattle. We didn't even use our top prospects when we got Cliff Lee. We headlined with Justin Smoke on that deal, and the Yankees were thought to have had it in the bag, and not only did we get Cliff Lee, but they ate some of Cliff Lee's salary because it was the year that we were in bankruptcy in 2010 before they sold the team. So, he's pulled off that trade. He got us Cole Hamels, and yes, he's had some trades that did not work out, like every other. By the way, I looked this up. You're going to be surprised for the JD haters, but it seems that every single general manager in Major League Baseball has had a trade that didn't work out. I couldn't believe it. I thought only JD had ever had a trade that didn't work out. But apparently all over baseball, sometimes you have a trade that doesn't work out. But this Profar trade, to my point, this Profar trade, this may be equivalent to the Mark Teixeira trade. Before you start cussing me out right here in the comments, let me be very clear. We got three significant pieces to that. We had four major leaguers, three significant pieces that contributed to this team during their World Series runs, right? Right now, of the Profar trade, we've got three guys that legitimately have a greater than 50% chance this year of playing in the major leagues. The one that's closest, that has a very good chance to break out of camp, well, that would be Kyle Bird, left-handed reliever. There's a lot of people that think he might make this bullpen coming out of spring training. He's had a good spring so far. I mean, he's 2.25 ERA. He struck out three batters in 3 innings of work, but he's a big left-hander, and he's a lefty specialist that we're looking at, and he's vying for that left-handed spot coming out of the bullpen. The other two are not probably going to break camp, but one of them's had the best spring of most of the pitchers, and that's Brock Burke. He was the headline of the deal. Brock Burke is he's pitched in 2 games, pitched 3 innings. That's 9 outs. 3 innings is 9 outs. Of those 9 outs, 6 of those outs are strikeouts. Now think about that. 0.0 ERA. So nobody's got a hit, and nobody scored on him. 9 outs, 6 of them have been strikeouts. It is spring training. It's early. I understand that. But this guy's legit, a big left-hander who is wheeling and dealing. And is apparently, after what he did in Double-A last year when he got moved up, he went like 6-1 with a 1.98 ERA or something like that last year. This guy's figuring things out. He's only 23 or 22, I believe, but this guy's legit, and he's got a great chance to come up sometime this year and help out. There's 3 left-handers that have a chance: Palumbo, this guy, and then Taylor Hearn. Now, the third piece of the Profar trade, there were actually 4 pieces, but the third piece that has a chance this year, Jamie Newberg wrote about him today, Eli White. Great story. If you're not reading The Athletic, you need to read it about Eli White. Woody loves this guy, loves him. Said he's the guy was a Clemson shortstop, one of the most athletic guys. They talk about how athletic he is, just amazing athlete. He's not hitting real good right now, but Woody's played him every day at shortstop. And he's looking at this guy saying it's unbelievable what this guy can be, especially as a utility guy on this team playing second base, shortstop, or third base. He's also playing some center field, so he's a really up the middle guy. But his athleticism is unbelievable. The bat hasn't done anything yet. In spring training's had like 1 or 2 hits, but it's coming. I mean, nobody's expecting this guy to come in and hit 400 and mash a bunch of home runs. This is a guy that they're looking at a utility role, and that's an important role on any winning team is your utility guy, especially his defense. His defense has to be good to spell and spot some of these guys when they're doing it. Well, they apparently love this guy, and Jamie wrote a great thing about it today. So that's 3 pieces right there. Plus, we've got another guy in the deal, which was Espinal. I had to look at his name real quick. He's got a chance to do something with us. He hasn't really done a lot so far, but another big part of this trade that makes it equivalent to me and to Texiera is the $750,000 in international bonus money. $750,000. That's a lot. That if you don't know what that can do in international in Latin America especially, go down there and sign someone for $500,000 at 16 or 17 who turns into Mazzara or turns into Adrian Beltre was a Latin kid that signed very young for the Dodgers. I mean, there are superstars that come out of Latin America that somebody sees. Look at Pudge Rodriguez and Juan Gonzalez. Now the signing bonuses are a little more today that would take to get one of these kids. But man, that $750 could go a long way towards a good stud prospect or a good major leaguer to come out of that. So this may be the best trade that JD has pulled off since the Texiera trade for what they contribute to the major league level. That's my opinion. You guys can scoff, laugh, do whatever you want at the bottom. But hey, I'm entitled to it. And I'm not afraid to put it out there. We need to watch what happened with this Profar trade and what we got in return. For all of those that are listening, thanks a lot. Nerd out.